What is up, everyone? And thank you for tuning in to Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. And you know what? You probably shouldn't let your friends use it either, because it's really just kind of rude and kind of pointless, to be honest. But anyway, thank you for checking us out live right here on Instagram. If you're not live on Instagram, thank you for checking us out on Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, Google Podcasts. That's still around. I don't know. I think they were ending that. But yeah, we are here. It's a Monday, and we are going to be joined by the Gangster Prince of Wales, David One More Round. He is going to be fighting for the BKFC Light Heavyweight UK title in April, and he should be getting joined. We'll ask the Gangster Prince whatever your questions are, unless it's something weird. We got about a rash that
I'm it.
How are you today?
I'm good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you good. Am I the first puppet to get to talk to you?
Yeah, I've never spoken to a puppet before. I've spoken to a few Muppets, mind from where I'm from, but no puppets.
That's fantastic. You know, I find that most fighters haven't talked to a puppet. The big guy, Jeremy, he'll be here any second, but I always like to get in. I've gotten to talk to Mark Hunt. I talked to Mick Terrell. I talked to a bunch of guys, and they always tell me that they don't get to talk to many puppets, which I think is kind of weird. I feel like puppets in the fight game go hand in hand.
Well, yeah, that's the first for me. It's pretty cool, actually. And it was pretty cool that Mark Hunt actually liked that you announced that you were putting me on a podcast. So thank you, Mark Hunt, for that.
Yeah, Mark Hunt is a legend, and my name is also Mark, but me and Mark Hunt, we're not related. It's just a first name coincidence. Yeah,
you don't look anything alike either.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be bigger. I've been working out, and so I think.
Yeah. You're looking.
I don't want to get hit by him. I don't want to take that shot. Not by any means. He's still Mark Hunt. He's still Super Samoan.
Yeah, I think only Mick Terrell is the only person in the world that will take that shot.
Yeah, and that fight might be happening. Mark wants that to happen in London.
That's a great fight if it happens. It's a great fight for Mick. A great fight for BKFC.
Absolutely. I definitely think they would do a packed house. Mark Hunt is hoping for the O2 Arena. I'm not sure David Feldman, he's been on. I'm not sure he wants to go to O2 just yet. But, God, that would be an amazing fight.
Yeah, the O2 is pretty big. Wembley would be an ideal venue again. You know, we nearly sold it out when they first came here for BKFC 27. So, they'll probably sell out Wembley with Mark Hunt being there.
AEW recently went to Wembley. They put a lot of people in that arena.
Yeah,
that could be a very big show.
Yeah, I think it's about a 12,000 arena, but obviously they cut off a couple of thousand seats because of the production and where the guys walk out. But yeah, I think we could fill 8,000 there easily with Mark Hunt on there, especially if you get me and James Lilly on.
Oh, heck yeah! And if we get you guys on, we can get Mark Hunt there.
Yeah,
I definitely think there's a lot of money to be made and tickets to be sold. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be a huge show. Like I said, Mark Hunt's a massive name to get on BKFC.
Yeah, I think it's scary that he wants to go to the world of bare knuckle.
Yeah.
I think it's at this stage of his career. I think it's he's gonna pick and choose where he wants to do things, and for him to want to come into bare knuckle and feels as though inside 3 fights he's world champion. I think that's just. It's impressive that he wants to do it.
Yes, it is scary, a guy that hits like that. And as I said, I think the only guy that can probably beat him is Mick Terrell at the minute. I can't see any other heavyweight taking one of his shots.
Yeah, Lorenzo Hunt wants to do it. They want to battle for
like everyone. Lorenzo wants to defend his fucking belt and deciding what weight class he wants to be in, doesn't he?
I think he wants to be in all of them. I think that's where I think he's willing to cut off a leg to make 155 if he has to. I think he's willing to do anything.
He needs to stick at one weight class and start defending the belt.
Yeah, it does get a little rough whenever titles get held up in divisions. That's for sure.
Yeah,
we've seen that in so many combat sports. I'm going to get the
yeah,
big guy, Jeremy, in. Thank you, Gangster Prince, for chatting with
That's
me.
it. Hey,
And
anytime.
thank you, everyone, for checking us out. I'm Mark the Monster for Don't Say the F Word podcast. I'm the leader of the Puppet World Order. We're taking over. I'm going to operate this camera and the soundboard. I'm out of here, guys.
Cheers, Mark.
What's up, man?
Yeah, you're right.
Was Mark being weird? He loves to kick things off. He makes a great cup of coffee.
In terms of how a fucking puppet is and how they talk, I don't think he was being weird. But then again, it's my first experience with a puppet and doing a podcast. But he was pretty cool with me.
I'm glad he welcomed you nicely. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, no problem.
How you doing, man?
How's
good.
Life? Yeah, I'm good. Life's good. Training's going well. I took a few days off last week because I felt a bit run down. I think with the cold weather we've got in the UK and the train, I just had a bit of a shit week last week, so I didn't really do much. But I've started back tonight now. I've got 5 weeks out, and I'm feeling really good.
I tell you what, man, it's an interesting thing. So I'm in the States. I'm just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and I was sick the last 2 weeks. My wife's been sick the last 2 weeks, and I talked to so many people all over the world. So many people are sick this couple of weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just felt run down. Like I work at the scaffolding firm on an oil refinery, and it's quite hard work. And I think just the weather and the work and the training just all got to me last week, and I just had a shit week. So I thought, no, I'm going to knock on the head and I'll get time off. So
you're working full time on an oil refinery.
Yeah, I work full time, 10 hours a day, sometimes 7 days a week, and still training for the biggest fight in my career.
And training for the BKFC Light Heavyweight UK.
BKFC. Yeah, I'm still doing that as well.
How, man? How are you doing that?
I have to, I don't make enough money from fights to just fight. I've only got 3 years left, so I'm still going to have to work after my fight career is finished. And yes, I've got to do it, It is what it is.
Yep. It's amazing to me. I know a lot of folks, and I fought way back in the day, and I did it holding down the job, but I was never a high level by any means, not even close. And it was a struggle. It was rough to just have that energy after working to try and go in and train and fight and get beat up, and it's a grind. And for you guys, I talked to Dave Mundell, Redneck. Yeah. He's a commercial electrician. BKFC champion and commercial electrician. You guys are out there grinding, and it's crazy. Yeah. Different breed. You guys are a different breed.
Yeah. I'm hoping for a lottery win, but I think even then I still work. I love work. I love the job, and I also love fighting for the BKFC, and I get to do them both, which is pretty cool.
That what, man, doing something you love is a blessing, and having a job is a blessing. So you're blessed twice. That's perfect.
Yeah. I've got a pretty good life. Working at BKFC help with that.
Yeah, for sure. So you have been in the fight game for quite some time. What year did you start training? Because you have more than 50 MMA fights, correct?
I have 90. This is my next fight is my 94th professional fight over boxing, MMA, kickboxing, K1, and bare knuckle discipline. So I started in 2008. My first fight was 2008. So 16 years this year.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Whenever you look back on that career, you say this next fight, BKFC title fight in the UK. You said that's the biggest one of your career. But whenever you look back on 16 years of combat sports, what pieces kind of stand out to you whenever you look back in your own memory? Not the things people tell you are special to them, especially you.
So I fought a heavyweight tournament, MMA tournament in Denmark, 3 fights in one night. I broke my foot in the first fight. I broke my jaw, my nose in the second, and I fought Volkan Oezdemir in the final, who eventually, after beating me in the final, he went on and fought Daniel Cormier for the UFC light heavyweight title. So that's a massive night for me in my MMA career.
How in the hell did you fight with a broken nose and a broken jaw?
And a broken foot. So this is how they went. I thought the tournament was at welterweight. My cornerman, Sam Clark, was like, look, do you want to fight in Denmark? Yeah. He's like, how's your weight? I was like, I'm 84 kilo. I'll start cutting these. Like, and this was, say, about 5 weeks out. He's like, Dave, you know it's a heavyweight tournament. I'm like, no, I don't now. So I went on a Burger King diet for 5 weeks, and I literally got to 88 kilo. So I had to be 93 kilo to be heavyweight. So I told Sam this the day that we flew. I said, look, I'm 5 kilo underweight. He said, they're not going to let you fight. So we went to Argos, which is like a shop place around here, and bought 2.5 kilo leg weights. I masking taped into my legs. I wore joggers, trainers, and I weighed in at 93.1 kilos. So I was like 0.1 over the head. And so I made the heavyweight division, but I was actually 88 kilo.
Holy shit.
And I beat Omar Cilia in the first fight. And in the first round, I cut him. And I beat Danny Jacare Toledo. I think he's fought on AEW, or he's fought on some big shows. And then I fought Volkan Rezdemir in the final, who actually clubbed me the fuck for about a minute. But I think I lasted longer than his first 3 UFC opponents in that fight, which is pretty cool.
And you were way underweight. That's crazy.
I was 88 kilo when I weighed in, but obviously I had the leg weights on. So I'd say by the time I fought Volkan, I'd have lost probably 4 kilo in sweat and blood and whatever. So yeah, I was like a middleweight fighting the heavyweight, and they think he was 115 kilo on the night.
That is some definite throwback, old school.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Certified Gangster Prince kind of shit to do, man.
Yeah, that's fucking gangster right
there. In the Red Corner podcast wants to know if your rash cleared up.
No, it hasn't, Ross. So I'm assuming yours is still here since I caught it from you.
I was going to ask, is that who you caught it from? You guys passing some kind of rash back and forth?
I don't know. The only rash I think I might get is from Krispy Kreme donuts, which you might know about. And the record is 9 at the minute, mate. I'm on 9, Ross.
I heard something around a ring toss game with Krispy Kreme donuts or something like that. Story
and it's 9. It's 9 on a good day. 7 in the winter.
About 3. So you game the system to be able to fight heavyweight. I know you fought as low as 155, right? Yeah. That's your.
I've done lightweight to heavyweight, and I've won at each weight division in MMA, which is, I think, there's like me and Dan Henderson and one other guy that's done it.
The only other person I ever heard of was Hendo. Hendo did that back between Pride and some of those other promotions bouncing around back in the day.
And I beat my last. I won at middleweight, like 2019. So that was my 5th weight class win, which got me tied with Dan Henderson for the weight class wins, five weight classes. Which I think it is only me and Henderson that have got that record.
Yeah, I think so. You got to be right. Because I can't think of anyone outside of Hendo.
No, like I said, Henderson. I'm not sure if BJ Penn, because I know BJ Penn fought Lyoto Machida at light heavyweight, but I don't think BJ Penn has done heavyweight.
I don't think so.
No,
I can't think of anyone.
No, I think
can you imagine if BJ Penn could have made heavyweight, he would have made it at like 206 pounds. He would have been like a very, very small heavyweight. If he could have made that weight, he would have. Yeah. I can't think of my memory bank of BJ Penn looking completely round, because I think BJ Penn at heavyweight, he would have looked completely round.
He'd have been as tall as it. He'd have been as wide as he is tall.
Yeah. He would have had to have stolen your last name. He would have had to have taken your surname.
He'd be
So having your fighting across all those weight classes, what do you walk around at today? Because you're in your mid-30s, right? How old are you?
I'm 37. I'm 38 this year. I walk around about between 200 and 205 pounds. But I started dieting. Well, not dieting. What I do with my diet is when I start losing weight for a fight, I eat until I'm not hungry. So when I make food, I'll eat, and then once I'm not hungry anymore, I stop eating. And I've been doing that now for nearly 4 weeks, and I've dropped from 205 down to 192 in 4 weeks, and that I'm still eating pretty much what I want. I'm not cutting anything out. I've just smallened my portion sizes.
That battle with cutting weight and combat sports,
Yeah.
it becomes its own opponent. Whenever I was training, it took everything. It took probably borderline eating disorder for me to be a light heavyweight. It was a struggle. I was barely eating. It was tuna every day.
Yeah.
God, I hate tuna. Tuna sucks. But it becomes rough. And as we get older, it becomes a little harder. So I think you got your man weight on. You got your adult male weight now, being over 200 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think 155 would be
possible? No. I last fought at 155 in 2011. I last fought, so then I went up to welterweight. I last fought a welterweight in 2016. So that's 8 years ago. And then 185. If I did a proper diet, I could probably make middleweight in BKFC. So what's that one? About 178, I think, or between 178. But that would be a hard diet. Like when I used to do 155, the last 3 weeks would be a protein shake for breakfast, protein shake for lunch, and then 64 grams of chicken and broccoli for dinner for 3 weeks, no carbs, and it fucking killed me. So I can eat breakfast the morning I weigh in now for light heavyweight for BKFC, which is great.
It's great whenever you can be comfortable going into a weigh-in and have that monkey off your back, so you're not stressed if you take it or not.
Yeah, it's just like I said, the last week I'll probably it'll be a protein shake for breakfast most things. I'll still have my evening meal and I'll still have my lunch, but I'll do a water cut from the Wednesday, and that'll drop me down. I'll probably cut about 5-6 pounds of water the last week, but I'll still manage to have breakfast the morning of the weigh-in. But it'll only be something like a couple of bacon, a bit of eggs, no carbs, obviously. And then I'm pretty good to load back up. I'll load back up with about 15 pounder.
So post-fight, what is your go-to meal? After the fight's done and over with, and it's time to just get back to eating like a human.
Like I said, I don't change what I don't really cut into that. I just drop my portion sizes. But yeah, probably a takeaway Chinese. Me and the wife and the kids we'll have a big takeaway one. But yeah, there's no really meal that I cut out for this weight cut. I just smaller my portion size. If I want to have a cheeseburger and chips, I'll have a cheeseburger but without the bun, and I'll have a smaller portion of chips. That's
a good way to do it, because get that bun out of there. People don't understand how many calories and carbs that bun packs into that burger. You eliminate that thing. In some places, you can cut out 200 plus calories getting rid of the bun. Yeah.
What's the brioche buns or whatever they're called? You look at them; there's quite a high calorie on them. So yeah, I'll have a cheeseburger without the bun, and I'll have a smaller portion of chips than I would, no fries as you guys call it, than I would have normally. But that's why I look forward to more after the fight. It's not a certain meal; it's getting my portion size back. I eat 6-7 times a day. I just like to have bigger portions.
Yeah. So you're married, you got kids. How many kids you got, man?
We've got 3 daughters.
3 daughters, man. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. It's a good thing people know you're a fighter, right?
20-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 9-year-old.
Are they interested in combat sports at all? Are they interested in the fact that dad is a fighter?
The others two. The eldest two came and watched me last year in Crystal Palace when I knocked out Terry Brazier, and they're coming to the next fight. I was hoping the youngest would be able to come, but they've because of licensing at this venue, she won't be able to come. But hopefully, she'll be able to come to the next one. I think different places in the UK have different licenses, obviously with the bar and different ages. There was younger kids at the Crystal Palace show, but this one does not have them under 18s.
Gotcha. Do they train at all? Are they into fighting, kickboxing, and that?
No, nothing like that. They're into going out for food and having boyfriends.
Worst. Yeah. That's the worst.
Nah, they were right, actually.
And it's good that they can get to come and see you.
Yeah.
It's weird. Some venues with combat sports and some of these things with age restrictions of letting it come in. Yeah. I get it to a degree, but at the same time, it's sport. So
yeah. Yeah, obviously with different venues, I can understand why I don't have under 18s. Obviously with alcohol being sold and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a sport. We're trying to get into the mainstream and more into the media. I think having an age limit probably restricts that a bit of get more into the mainstream. So. But then again, like I said, I understand it with the alcohol being sold and the venue being like it.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's interesting to see how big BKFC has gotten in a very short window. We're really we're about 6 years in, ish, give or take.
6 years.
We've come a long way, and we got. Bare knuckle won in the UK. And Mick Terrell and Steve Banks fighting, and now we got BKFC 60 is coming up. We got coming to the UK in April. And the growth is crazy. Whenever you first stepped into a BKFC ring, did you think it was going to grow this fast?
My first BKFC fight was in Wembley, so that was August. Hang on, I've got the date up here. August the 20th, 2022, and I did. I knew it was going to grow like this. I knew it was going to get huge. It was inevitable. It was going to. It's a new sport. It's the next thing from this is give us swords and shields, but I can't imagine anyone commissioning that. So
I think they're doing that somewhere in Russia. I think I've seen it.
But like proper swords and shields, where it's to the death. But I can't imagine any country commissioning that. So yeah, I did. I fully believed that it was going to grow like it has, and it has. It's grown fast.
It really has, and I think with it, we're going to start seeing probably over the next couple years. We'll start seeing people come into beginning their combat sports careers in bare knuckle. Where right now, I think we're in that transition phase. You started in MMA, boxing, kickboxing, and came into bare knuckle.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, right? Like, it's become this evolution where people have had these other disciplines where you have to worry about grappling, wrestling, submissions, along with improving your striking with all those other things. Yeah. And then now you can transition into that bare knuckle where you can solely focus on one discipline. How has that changed your training?
I wasn't a big grappler, so I was all for striking. I don't have to do kicks anymore. I don't have to worry about wearing knee support or ankle support. I still wear my ankle supports when I fight because they're from Bear Hug and they're great. They're the best supports I've ever had. But yeah, I feel that anyone from an MMA background has got a bigger advantage going into bare knuckle because the striking is so different compared to boxing. I think it'll be very hard for someone to just start out in this sport. I don't think there'll be many guys that'll go as far as a lot of the other fighters have that are just starting as bare knuckle fighters. I think you need that previous discipline of MMA or another combat sport before you start bare knuckle. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, that does make sense. In watching your fights, one thing that I find, like, really cool is how often you switch stances.
Yeah.
You go orthodox, southpaw, back to orthodox, and I think when you fought Terry, I think I think in that first minute, I think you switched stance maybe 4 times, 5 times in the first minute.
Yeah, you were effective a lot.
Very effective, regardless of stance. Did you do that in kickboxing as well and in MMA, or is this something just solely you've gotten comfortable switching it up?
So the reason I learned how to fight southpaw was 11 years ago. I had an accident with super glue. I was opening a tube of super glue. I was squeezing it as I pulled it. The lid shot off. It flipped. It hit me in the eye. I put my hand up. I glued my fucking hand to my head, and I burnt the cornea. So I lost a bit of vision in my left eye. So I spent a year. Yeah. So there was like a blind spot there. But so I spent a year fighting southpaw because I couldn't see shots coming that side. And it just worked. I spent a whole year fighting and training southpaw, and then I was able to switch when I wanted to, and it's worked for me. My next fight, I'm going to fight Danny Christie southpaw, obviously with what Jared Warren did to him, and Jared was a southpaw. I feel it's going to work.
Yeah, man. The southpaw. I don't know that a lot of people get truly comfortable fighting a southpaw striker. For me, when I first started, we had one guy in the gym who was southpaw, and he was a big dude, and he would beat the shit out of me, man. I couldn't get away from the damn jab. I kept stepping into him. It took me 6 months before I could effectively strike with that guy, and I think there's a lot of people where it's a struggle. Yeah,
it's the step is you're stepping into this jab, but then also a southpaw stepped into their right hand.
Yeah. I had to. For me, the only benefit I had against southpaws, it was MMA. Was I would just kick the shit out of them. Like I could land the kick.
Yeah, just kick the lead leg.
Yep, just kick
the best
lead leg out, and then I could come in. But otherwise, I was screwed. And dude was real big upper body, giant arms. He had chicken legs. So he would never. He always wanted to box me. I'm like, you're just beating my ass every time we box. Like, let's kickbox. Let me kick you. I don't want to get kicked. I'm like, I'm not sparring with you anymore because I'm sick of getting my ass kicked. And once he was kickbox, I could kick the lead leg out. But I think a lot of guys are in gyms where if there's someone who's a southpaw in the gym, they're probably not a very high level striker quite often. So they're not getting that exposure to fighting a high-level striker who can fight southpaw. So they get
it is. Yeah. I think it is hard to find the high-level southpaw striker to train against because there's not many southpaws around.
Yeah, and for you to be able to just switch it on the fly, I think that's just such a great piece to have up your sleeve.
It's an extra weapon, you're changing your striking as and when you feel like, and I think it's hard for your opponent to figure out.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, as you are looking ahead, you have title fight April 6th.
Yeah.
I certainly feel really good. That David looks like he smells of blue cheese. I mean, why you gotta hate on blue cheese?
Ross is just fucking thinking. Apparently, he hasn't got a foreskin, so fuck you, Ross. You fucking no foreskin. Yeah, Lou.
So I feel good about your fight April 6th. I feel like you walk away with that title.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a tough one.
Next? What are you hoping for?
So my 2024. This is how I've got it planned out. If the BKFC will let me do it, and I have to go for that. So I'm going to beat Danny on April 6th. I'm going to go to Mexico with my wife on April 27th for 2 weeks. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to come back, and then I want to fight Jomi Escoboza August, September time in Miami, and then I want to defend the belt the UK belt against. I think Conor Cook deserves the shot, especially if he wins his next fight. I like to defend the belt against Conor in December. So that's 2024 for me planned out, and I'm hoping to do all of them.
Man, I feel like all that's definitely doable.
It's definitely doable. I'm not looking past Danny. I'm looking through him. So I'm going to go through Danny on April 6th. Then there's Jomi. If me and Jomi can do it, end of July, August time in Miami, he will sell all the tickets, which will get me to fly out there. I think that is a great fight for both of us and for the BKFC. Obviously beat Jomi and then come back, defend the belt against Conor Cook, and then look at next year. There'll be 3 wins this year with a title and 1 against an American, and then obviously go back out to America at the start of next year.
That's I love that.
It's a good plan, isn't it?
It sure is, because I love all those fights. Yeah. That's
they're great.
fantastic.
The Jomi fight, like obviously me and Danny's going to be an amazing fight. Everyone who I've said about the fight with Jomi feels it's going to be a great fight, and then Conor Cook and what Conor Cook's done his last 2 fights. But he's got a tough opponent coming up in Milton Keynes. And obviously if Conor gets through him, that's another great fight for the end of the year. December time. I'll even go to Ireland and do it in Ireland where he's from.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. I hope all those fights line up for you, especially if you come to Miami.
Yeah,
I feel like that. A good fight in Miami, a big crowd, could be a nice check, and I definitely think that fight would be fun. And your style, I feel like you're very much. We talked about you having that throwback mentality and that. That certified gangster mentality, and you're out there, and you're either going to knock them out or go out on your shield.
Yeah,
that's I think you bring.
That's the whole point of fighting.
Yeah. That's one thing I love about guys in BKFC versus some other major combat sports promotions, where the sports evolved to trying to not lose versus trying to win. And BKFC, I feel like you guys all have the heart of a true fighter. You guys are fighting to win. You're looking to put on the show and put people to sleep.
Yeah, that's what people want. The fans are paying. They're paying good money for tickets. They want to see a fight. They want to see blood. They want to see people get knocked out. And if I can do that for them, I will. I'll either get knocked out or I'll knock my opponent out. That's what fight. Yeah, you're right with a lot. With boxing, everyone's trying to keep their O. 30 whatever. With UFC, they're trying to keep their O as well. With BKFC, it's not like that. You can lose 2 or 3 fights and still be in the BKFC as long as you put the good fights on. Dave Feldman will know that you can fight. You might not win, but he'll still give you the opportunity to fight because he's all about the fighting.
I think that's one of the things with David Feldman and like Nate Shook being the matchmaker. I think they have a great understanding of a fighter's ability and heart, and I think they have a good understanding of sometimes it's a bad night at the office.
Yeah,
and it doesn't necessarily mean that fighter doesn't have value. Where I think the general, almost understood thing in the UFC today is if you're on a slide and you're 3 in a row where you've lost, they're probably going to cut ties with you.
Yeah, I can
or
understand.
They're going to feed you somebody.
Yeah,
and that may as well be the end.
There have been some. I've seen. Me and my wife watch BKFC every time it's on. And I've seen some guys fight on there, and I thought I can't imagine them getting asked back with the performance they've put on. Even though, when I lost to Nick Owens in BKFC Newcastle, it was a 5-round war. It was a fight of the night, which I felt like even though I lost, I still felt like I won because I put on a great fight, which is what the BKFC want. There's a few fights I've seen in the last few months on BKFC where I've thought, I can't imagine that guy's going to get a call back. They've quit. They've gone down too easy. They take a knee and I can't see and stuff like that. They're looking for a way out. I'll never look for a way out of the fight unless I'm knocked out or the doctor stops it. I will not say I can't fight or I can't continue.
Yeah, there's been a few guys who have talked about, maybe taking a knuckle to the eye and kind of feeling like it was a poke to the eye or whatever, and they tell the doctor, I can't see. And
as soon as you say that, it's over.
and then they bitched that the doctor stopped the fight. Like, you told him you couldn't see.
You always lie.
If you want to keep going, don't say that shit.
No, doctor. If the doctor asks you, can you see? Fucking yeah, I can see.
Yeah. And you know they're going to shine the light. They're going to do the finger test. And let's face it, whenever they do the finger test, how many fingers do you see? It's going to be 2 or it's going to be 3. You got a 50-50 shot of getting it right. Guess and hope for the best.
Hopefully you've got a cornerman next to you that'll squeeze your leg twice or squeeze your leg 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had that done before a few times.
I'm not saying someone should fight if they're hurt, but I mean, fighters fight, and we've all been hurt.
We're always hurt when we fight. We always pretend that we're not injured. I'm always hurting. I'm 37. I've been doing this 16 years. Every day I'm hurting.
Yeah, I mean, that long of a fight career at the level at which you've competed, you're gonna. There's miles on you. It's not going to be.
Yeah, God, yeah.
You're not brand new off the shoulder.
Years of my life, I think, from some of the fights. But yeah, I'm quite lucky. I don't take painkillers every day for the pain. I mean, I'm not in that much pain. I'm a bit stiff now and again. My hands don't hurt. I've never had an operation. Even maybe I should have with some of the breaks I've had. But yeah, I'm a pretty good nick for 37 and 93 pro fights.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you've had that many pro fights, you're able to have a coherent conversation. You're not punch drunk. That's a huge plus. The brain's still working.
I'm not overly. I don't look like James Lilly. He's probably one of the ugliest fighters I've ever met. Me and James are cool, even though people think we're friends. We're not really friends, but we just get on. We train together now and again.
Hey, you know what? People talk shit to each other, get along, throw some punches at one another, but still have a general respect.
Oh yeah,
I think that's friendship in a fight, Jim.
Yeah, you gotta have respect. You gotta have respect in this. Like me and Danny, every day we message each other on WhatsApp, and it's morning fucking. At the minute, I've just found out he's ginger, so I'm throwing a ginger thing at him. And then all of a sudden, he was off. He went to Portugal the weekend, and have a great weekend with your wife and stuff like that. So yeah, we're back and forth with it on WhatsApp with each other, but there's always a mutual respect there.
And I think James knows he's not a handsome man. I think he knows.
Yeah, James Lilly is not handsome at all.
Well, my last question for you, man. First of all, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no, that's the problem.
He's a ginger. You're English.
I am English. Even though I'm the Gangster Prince of Wales, I was born in Portsmouth. I'm English. That's the only thing that these guys have got me, right? They can't say anything else other than the fact I'm English. But that's how gangster I am. I'm an Englishman that's a gangster of Wales.
Being the Gangster Prince of Wales doesn't mean you were born in Wales. It just means you're currently doing gangster shit in Wales.
I'm fucking doing gangster shit here. I'll come to America and be the Gangster Prince of USA soon.
So my question is, man, how did you get the name Gangster Prince? Where'd you get it from?
So 8 years ago, I fought Sean Carter MMA. I took the fight on 2 days' notice. And Sean was like ranked 6th in the UK at lightweight or something. They put the fight at welterweight, just because it was like 2 days' notice, and I wouldn't have made lightweight. So I rocked up and I had a bottle of Coke on me. I weighed in. I was like a pound over. They give me an hour to cut. I made the weight in, and I weighed in with. I rehydrated with a bottle of Coke. And Chris Emmanuel, it was. He said, "Dave, what you do? We've got fighters here that fighters rehydrate with Vita Coca and coconut water and electrolytes. You've got a bottle of Coke." And I said, "Yeah, fucking gangsters rehydrate with a bottle of Coke." And he was like, "Yeah, you're a fucking gangster, man." And then there was like obviously the Prince of Wales, the Prince of Wales fight name, and I just put them all together, and Gangster Prince of Wales came about then. So it was from Chris Emmanuel pretty much.
That's awesome, man. I tell you what, I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect for the T-shirt. Got to get the merch stand out there and tell us the Gangster Prince of Wales T-shirts.
Donnie Brook doing some Gangster Prince of Wales T-shirts.
I had a feeling that they might be. I mean, I love Donnie Brook Company. Yeah,
go on to the Donnie Brook. These Gangster Prince of Wales T-shirts, hoodies. I think there's 2 types of T-shirts they're doing now. So they're great. They're great guys. They've supported me for a while. So and obviously they're an American company, and you can get your t-shirts from them.
Yeah, man, they do. I love their art. They've been a friend of ours
Yeah, they're
from
great stuff.
day one of this podcast. Like, we've been
Yeah.
connected with them out the gate. Any sponsors you need to shout out? Anybody? Where can everybody find you at on social media? Where can they connect with you?
When he's gym wear, he's a good guy. He's always look after me. RC Transportation, they're the most recent sponsor. They've helped me out. I've got a medical coming up Friday, which is for the BKFC, so it's blood tests and the doctor thing, which I've got to do. That they covered that for me, and it's actually covered the hotel and my food and my fuel. So that I can't thank them enough. There's loads of other sponsors I've got, which I'll be doing a t-shirt, obviously, for the fight with everyone being there. But yeah, I've got a good special mention for RC Transportation.
Awesome, man. Well, Gangster Prince, I thank you for joining me, joining my boy Mark. We appreciate you, and we wish you the best of luck in camp. Best of luck on April 6th, and with any luck, man, the next time you are on here, there's going to be a BKFC title right on your shoulder as you are preparing to make your way to Miami, man.
Well,
awesome.
The belt's going to go up by my dog, by Nala. So she was my old running buddy, but I lost her about 5 weeks ago. She was my running buddy, my little training partner. So yeah, the belt will be underneath her.
I am so sorry to hear that. Awesome.
The
dog sucks.
Losing the dog sucks. She was my training buddy. She was my running buddy for years. She was. So she'll have a belt underneath her in the next month.
That is the perfect spot to put a world title.
Perfect spot. Yeah. Well, the British one first. The world one next year, hopefully, if Hunt wants it.
I think that I really hope BKFC figures out doing a world title, because they're all over the globe. We got Thailand, we got the UK.
Yeah.
They're going to Canada, gonna go to Mexico.
Yeah.
And I think that for a lot of folks, all the titles that are defended on the US kind of get the acknowledgement like they are the world title. Yeah. And I think they put together a world title, and could possibly free up some of those log jams we have in some of the weight classes also.
Yeah, you've got British belts, you've got now a European one, which James Lilly's fighting for. There's Thai belts. I'm assuming Bulgaria are going to start having their own belts, and we've got South Africa coming up. You start in the next year, maybe do a belt on each one of them, and then you could do a show where every champion fights each other.
They could do
Knucklemania, there could be 10 or 13 whatever fights on Knucklemania. All of them are title fights, unifying belts or whatever. Yeah.
Man, that would be the perfect way to do Knucklemania. Have it be all champions versus champions. Get some world champions.
Yeah, get all the champions from each country that you have, and mix them with champions from other countries, and put it on Knucklemania. Do it over a weekend. Do it over 2 or 3 nights or something like that.
Hell yeah! Turn Knucklemania, have it be like WrestleMania. WWE does 2 nights of WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Yeah, then we can get a Hall of Fame going.
Yeah. Hell yeah! We're at to get a hold of David Feldman. Let him know we thought of this brainstorm, so we want to cut the money.
Yeah, I don't want to cut. I just want a t-shirt. I still haven't got a BKFC t-shirt. I've had 3 fights for the company. Still haven't got a t-shirt yet.
I don't have a BKFC t-shirt either, and I've had David Feldman on here. I don't got a BKFC hat. I gotta figure.
I've fought 3 times for the BKFC, and I still haven't got a fucking t-shirt. I'll be the only champion that has got
we need
BKFC brand.
t-shirts.
Yeah, just a t-shirt. I might get one next time. Hopefully, I'll get one after this one. If not, at least I'll have a belt.
Yeah, you know what you gotta tell them? If you have the belt, you have to have a t-shirt. Otherwise, it's just a silly.
Well, yeah, it's maybe they put a package for me together. My belt, a pair of socks, and a t-shirt or something.
Yeah,
I'll probably have to give them back after the fight.
For you. Yeah, get a hat, and a t-shirt, a belt.
Yeah, I'll probably have to give it all back after the fight or something. I'll just get to keep the belt.
They'll give you a replica.
You can't keep the t-shirt.
They'll give you one of these guys, and you'll be good to go.
What's that? I can't see. I don't know why, but I can't see you.
Oh, really?
I'm like, there's no.
I
No,
got a little replica WWE title.
Yes, I've got one of them. I've got the old. Remember the Winged Eagle belt?
Yeah.
I've got the old one there.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got the old one there with my mother's.
The Winged
So
Eagle
that's
is
from-
the best looking title.
So I got
that. Thing's
that. I got that on when I don't know, maybe 94, 95, 96, something like that. The WWF came over here and did Capital Carnage. It was called in London. I can't remember where it was. I think it might be one of the O2s or something. And yeah, I got the Winged Eagle belt from there, like a basically a foam one with a plastic thing and Velcro strap on it.
Yeah, that's a cool belt, man.
That's old school. Yes, that's the old school original belt. That's the best belt there is.
Yeah, I agree. The Winged Eagle is my favorite of all the championships. Just had so much history.
Yeah.
Well, sir, I hope you have a great night. I hope you have a very safe and just perfect camp for you. And I think, post April 6th, we'll have you on, and that BKFC title will be sitting right up there on the mantle.
Yeah, right underneath now. Yeah, so I'll I'll be in touch after the fight, and I'll be in touch before that anyway. But yeah, thank you for having me on, guys. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely, man. Take care.
Yeah, and you. Cheers.
Bye.